Hello. Welcome to Anime 130 with Mr. Subarashi. I'm Subarashi. Today's review will be on the psychotic thriller known as Elfen Lied. The first thing that caught my attention was the theme. It has a poetic opera feel to it instead of the guitar solos that other animes seem to go for. The theme introduces you to the characters through a strange sequence of disturbing images. The theme sets up what's to come pretty well. The first character we are introduced to is Lucy, a mutated humanoid known as a Diclonius. Strange pink-haired girls with horns that have some sort of telekinetic powers and lust for blood. Man, that guy won't get a head in... Okay, who wrote this? So after a few minutes of death, dismemberment, and a brief confrontation with a head scientist known simply as Kurama, Lucy manages to escape, only to be shot with an armor-piercing round? Are you shitting me? I mean, I know she's killed maybe a few security guards, but I mean, is she really worth that much of a waste? Oh, well then. Take the shot.
This is a .50 caliber anti-tank rifle. Strong as her vectors are, there's no way she can stop a round from this rifle.
The back of her head.
Copy.
Lucy falls into the sea, so obviously she's dead. Or is she? After that series of events, enter one Kota too good for a last name, and his cousin Yuka. Kota comes to Kamakura to... Wait, isn't that the town from Bleach? Oh, it's Kamakura, not Karakura.
Wow.
So anyways, Kota goes to Karakura
Kamakura.
Whatever. He goes there to go to school for studying. Never really goes into why he's there other than that he's just too stupid to get in anywhere else. Yuka, on the other hand, is smart enough to get into other schools, but chooses to go to the same one as Kota because... she's in love with him? I guess they take the term kissing cousins a little too seriously.
We've come this far already. Let's go see the ocean.
Hey, what are you...
So, Yuka drags Kota to explore the beaches of Kamakura Kamakura, and stumbles upon something that every man wishes in his mortal life to stumble upon.
What's going on?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Yes! No! Run, Kota! You've got so much! Run, Yuka! But it seems that not all is right with Lucy because now she's a freaking dunce. So after finding a naked girl on the beach, they decide that it's best to not call the cops and instead take the girl home with them.
Yeah.
Lucy seems to have developed another personality with the brain capacity of an infant and can only say the word new. Kota, being the Pokemon fanatic he is, decides to name her after the only word she can speak.
All she says is new. New seems like a good name.
Hey, what would you do?
Her.
New's escape from wherever she was seems to have not been the idea the scientists have in mind. They're willing to do anything to get her back, so they train soldiers using light gun games to improve their accuracy and killing abilities. Video games are fun. Here we meet a soldier named Bondo, who seems to be the offspring of Rambo and Sergeant Slaughter with the combined ego to match, who seems to take almost as much pleasure in killing people as Lucy does.
Shit. What the hell's the point of shooting at targets that don't scream or bleed?
Man, what a prick.
Is that from the last time we went to the beach?
Mm-hmm.
So, after a short exposition involving his deceased sister and some sad memories.
Coda? It's pretty.
It really is. Can't believe you found something nice.
New decides to break the seashell, which leads to an awkward moment of yelling, with New running back to the beach where Colonel Douchebag and his posse are just arriving in Karakura.
Alright! Kamakura to find and kill her.
Meanwhile, Bondo decides there's nothing more showboaty and egotistical than jumping out of a moving helicopter.
Drop me off already.
So long story short, Coda finds New and Bondo finds an invisible finger in his eye because Lucy's returned. And we find out she isn't exactly telepathic.
But has 4 invisible arms called Vectors, a rival a lightsaber with its cutting ability, and gives Mr. Bondo the beating he deserves. But before she gets to give the audience any more satisfaction, she reverts back to New and does what New does best.
Run away crying.
So after returning home, Coda finds New back at his house with a new shell to apologize for earlier. Coda then reconciles with her, but it seems that New is coming down with a cold.
Now that's compelling entertainment.
Alright, change into this.
You?
Okay, that's alright. I guess I'm going to have to change your clothes myself.
Wow, this won't be awkward at all.
Don't worry, I'm keeping my eyes closed.
Why?
Well, gee, it sure would be bad if... So after that interesting moment, we cut back to Lucy's island where we find out that she isn't the only Diclonius.
Now, I would tell you about the 3rd episode, but there's just so many plot twists and spoilers that I couldn't possibly tell you without... Okay. What really happened was, I was busy all week, I was in a rush to do this video, and I didn't have time... You know what? Fine. I admit it. I was too lazy to watch this episode. But it's not all my fault. My writer didn't bother to write any material about it, and I ended up not knowing a damn thing about this 3rd episode! Hey girl. Tell me a joke. God, you're fired!
So that's the first few episodes of Elfen Lied, but don't think there isn't much more to see. Lucy isn't the last we see of that Diclonius, as well as plot twists and turns that make the rest of the episodes interesting to watch.
I, for one, enjoyed Elfen Lied. It's brutal, it's bloody, it's definitely not for kids, and the characters and plot are interesting. And on top of all that, it's real short, so that's enough for anyone to want to at least give this show a watch. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, the ending itself is not going to satisfy a lot of viewers, and it's going to leave them a little more confused than anything, but the ride itself is well worth the watch. I'm Subarashi, this is Anime 130 signing out.